Me, Brian Lacey, alongside Dean Midhat calling the action. And I've got to say again, Meirkhan is absolutely dripping, Dean. Soaking wet with sweat.
Shapolatov very powerful, as we can see from his frame. When he gets you in the clinch, it's very, very difficult to get him off. Shapolatov standing in the southpaw stance with the right hand forward. That in turn opens up the power hand, so his left arm is his power hand, but it also opens up Semeniuk's power hand, which is his right hand.
Tentative start from these two.
You'll see that from higher level guys. The first round's a feeling out process, a gauge of distance, a gauge of your opponent's weapons and what they're going to use, and to test out what you're good at against them, so see how well they verse against it. We spoke about the footwork of Semeniuk as well. You can see that he's commanding center stage, and you notice he goes laterally. He doesn't go straight backwards to allow his opponent to push him back to the cage.
Solid kicks to that lead leg as well of Meirkhan. Peppering them on the outside, the inside.
This is kinetic chess here, waiting for the opportunity for that person to make the mistake or to implement your own game plan, to land that decisive shot or disguise that takedown.
Pouring out that lead hand. It's Patryk. Oof. Spinning attack, again working that lead leg. Oof.
Semeniuk throwing those head kicks here, and as of yet we've not even seen a level change. Shapolatov, he's not even threatened the level change, you know, he's happy to stand. And each year the competition just gets better and greater and bigger and more technical. Everyone has to really up their game, like throughout the whole world. And the IMMAF's really implementing that and promoting that, the fact that they give such a big platform. When you come here, you have to understand that you've got to perform to the highest level. So you have to make sure that you're in with the technical abilities as well as the abilities that work. You know, work in the cage. What's working right now? What are the Russians good at? What are the Spanish good at? You know, what are the Irish good at? You have to make sure you have a game plan for each of those fighters. And of course, that is an amazing thing to take through to your pro ranks, because you're going to come against different people from around the world, and you're just better equipped coming through the IMMAF.
Oh, Meirkhan looking to try and land some big shots there. And range just seems to be an issue for Meirkhan at the minute, and again, it's because of that footwork. You highlight it with Patryk. Very, very good, knowing where the space is, knowing his entries, his exits.
Semeniuk as well, you see he's pouring out with that lead hand to gauge the distance.
Round two underway. Poland's Patryk Semeniuk in the blue corner. Kazakhstan's Meirkhan Shapolatov in the red.
Oi. That's evident of how confident he is in there. He's tasted the first round now. He knows his footwork works. He knows when to fire the kicks, and he's throwing some aesthetically pleasing kicks in there, some crazy techniques.
Yeah. Oh, heavy. Oh. That's a big shot. That left hand connected. Meirkhan now pushing up against the cage.
More urgency from Shapolatov. Again, Semeniuk on the outside. We spoke about this in mixed martial arts. You can switch in an instant. And Semeniuk did a good job of using his head underneath the chin of his opponent. Serves better for him to look for the takedown. Beautiful work.
And I'm sure Meirkhan Shapolatov thought he had Patryk in some trouble, rang that bell. But even under pressure, this young Polish guy does everything right. And technically, a beautiful turnaround, good cage control, and executed a fantastic trip, Dean.
Very methodical in his approach and make sure that he is technical, as you said. He's controlling the face here with his shoulder to flatten out his opponent, so he can't turn into him and Uper and look for the half guards and the escapes. Might look to posture off here the face and land some shots down. He's got to keep busy in this position as well. He's almost certainly in the most dominant position. He has to keep busy. He has to look to be actively moving to a better position or using strikes.
And one strike that isn't available in this position with amateur MMA is the elbows, though, Dean.
Yeah, of course, a very viable aspect in mixed martial arts. It just changed the game, but of course, fighter safety paramount in the younger ranks, and as they're up and coming, the elbows can open up a lot of cuts.
Still looking to control the The Kazakhstan fighter on the bottom. And Meirkhan is in the centre of the cage. What difference does that make as far as him being able to get back to his feet?
Yeah, well, Shapolatov, he doesn't have the opportunity to cage walk, defence walk, which is actually one of the technical teaching points in the IMMAF program. So they have a complete syllabus and a structure of the different skills, many different skills, and one of them is walking off the fence, standing up against the fence. So Shapolatov, being in the middle of the cage, doesn't have the affordance to go to the fence. So he could look to try and shimmy himself back to the cage, plant one hand on the floor, then a foot, and then stand up.
The other thing to ask you in this position, Dean, Patryk is staying very high up on the chest there. What does that do as far as negate the opportunity as well for Meirkhan to use those hips?
Yeah, it pulls him off the hips. The hips are a really powerful position. You know, the upa, we call it. You put your feet, walk your feet to your butt, and then push your hips straight up to the sky, can buck your opponent off. That's why you're seeing him with the hip up to the sky as well. He's not in the traditional side control position. He's looking to be movable, and also the important thing here to note is he has the underhook with his left arm, which controls his opponent.
And we are underway.
Shapolatov is going to go heavy with these strikes here. He has to go heavy to disguise the takedown or to look for the finish. Semeniuk again with that beautiful outside footwork. He's really doing a great job of going laterally. You can see he's currently stepping into the power hand of Shapolatov. Nonetheless, the lateral movement is a definite viable option to keep him, get an angle on your opponent. You can use the strikes. He's pouring out beautifully with that lead hand as well, whether it's a jab or it's a paw.
Look at these angles there as well. You saw Meirkhan read where he thought he was going to be, and when he threw the punch, Patryk had shimmied the other way.
Nice fast leg kick as well. He'd snap that in and then put his foot straight back into his stance. If he leaves it out there too long, you know, Shapolatov can close the distance as he tries to do here, or snatch the leg up for a takedown.
2 minutes left in round number 2. Oh. Meirkhan now looking to try and impose himself. Oh,
that was a good shot. That one got through. Look from the headhunt here. Nice teep to the body.
Oh, he's working that midsection there with that rear kick.
Shapolatov really with the 1 foot on the gas pedal in those strikes. That right hand is looking for a home. Body shots there from Shapolatov, sorry Brian. No, notice he drops his hand as well when he looks for those body shots, so watch for the head kick come on. There's a level change.
Level change here, and the reverse of the wizard from Meirkhan. Now it's a scrap here. Such an important one. Now he's charging again.
Now Shapolatov's aware that Semeniuk will viably look for those takedowns. Again, he's set for the same takedown, but he pulls his opponent on top of him. And that's what I was saying, the consolidation of the information they've had in the earlier rounds, and what an excellent ability for Shapolatov to recognise that, recognise his strongest takedown, and then end up on top.
With 40 seconds to play with as well. Quite right there, Dean. Really did learn from that experience. But now he's got to do something. That second round for sure has to go to Patryk.
Shapolatov's got to look for the guard pass here. Currently in the full guard position. He needs to start thinking about posturing up, breaking those legs open and passing to a better position. And of course the full mounts, the backs, the most dominant. Side control is great. Guard as well, your opponent has the affordance to control your hips and your head, so really limits your ability to land any decisive shots.
Coming to the final seconds of this round. And this one will go to the judges. Wow. So, we shall wait, we shall see.
And this is the tactical part as well as mixed martial arts, to make sure you finish that round on top, to get the takedown, secure the top position, and really try and edge the judges' scorecards in your favour.
The scores are being counted. And we'll make it official now. Let's hand it to Ricky Wright.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. For your winner by split decision in the red corner, representing Kazakhstan, Meirkhan Shapolatov.
So there we have